Hello my friends, welcome into the Purple Penguin Craft Room. I'm Vicky. We're going to turn this fish into a beautiful piece of work. I'm going to show you how I put mine together so that you can go ahead and put yours together as well. I'm Vicky and this is the Purple Penguin Craft Room. Let's jump in and get started. I have this beautiful canvas we're going to get started with. This is a 7 by 14 inch long. It came in a double pack at Walmart is where I got these. Now you can get, you can get frames all over the place. That's totally up to you. You don't even have to do frames if you don't want to. I like to use the canvas for the frames just because it makes it easier. And it's not super duper hard to get these off. I like to take a quick tip here. I like to take a this is a flathead screwdriver. This is a little one. This is not one that I have in my tool set for in the garage or anything or house stuff. This is strictly just to lift these up because it does dull it. It does take the edge. It's really messed up on the corners. But it's okay because, that's what it's for. I got it strictly for this. Alright, so I got all that. For the most part, I got most of the staples out, but there is a few in here. They're not going anywhere. We're just going to take this canvas off. I'm going to trim it up and probably keep this for another project because it is a nice, good canvas. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to use this as my back, and we're just going to take these stir the jumbo ones. There's kind of the in-between. I'm going to have to cut them. Obviously, they're longer than what I really want. But I wanted to show you, surprisingly, when I did this. So it is going to have these, but this is going to make sure this is going to keep it together. So I'm totally okay with this. This is a pleasant surprise. Look at how beautiful this is. Like, I have never seen a canvas look like this underneath. This is a beautiful wood. Surprised. But, hey, we're going with it. It's going to be a little fancier than what I was kind of going to do with it, but it's going to be okay. So with this beautiful frame, I think I want to do a white crackle on it. And I think what we're going to do to get the color to come through the white crackle, we're going to paint it the same blue that we're going to do the background. So the frame will be white, but it will have the blue crackle through it. And I think that will look kind of neat. Look kind of nice. So we'll just get this a solid coat on here. We're going to do this the front and the sides. Don't need to worry about the back because like I said, we're going to be putting our paint stir sticks on the back of it. Okay, everything has been painted blue. We're all painted blue. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to set these off to the side because we don't want those right this minute. But we do want to take care of our base here. Well, I want to do a white crackle on this, and in order to do a white crackle on this, what we need to do is put, I like to use my clear, and I use this, just the clear school glue Elmer's is all I use. Nothing fancy about this whatsoever, you guys. Just take a big brush, and we're just going to paint it on. I do want the inside too, We'll do the inside and outside. Don't go too heavy, but don't go too light. And then that is going to also determine what kind of crackle you get. I think the heavier you get, the more of a crackle you're going to get. The lighter, the less cracking you're going to get. So just kind of, you might want to experiment with that and try different methods or different thicknesses to kind of get just down how you like it. I've kind of been doing this for a little while, so I kind of know how I like it. Hey, after we put the glue on, we're going to take, this is just the light buttermilk, so it's just my off-white. That's just not a bright white. It's just an off-white color. And now we are going to, not too heavy, but you don't want to go too light. And you always want to go same direction and try not to overwork it. I know it sounds like a lot, but you can do it. I know if I can do it, you can do it. It just might take some practice. All right, you guys, look at this crackle. Hey, come on. That is beautiful. I love how that turned out. Okay, we're going to set this off to the side. I don't know where. Running out of room. We're going to bring back in our back pieces because we're going to put those on the back. And I want to rough these up. We don't want... I don't want them to be... I mean, they're too nice looking. Let's just put it that way. They're too nice looking. Let's go ahead. This does get a little messy, but we're just going to take our sandpaper. This is, what was this, 120 grit sandpaper. And we're just going to kind of rough it up. So basically, that's all we're going to do. So this is the roughed up one, and that's the regular one. The one that's fully painted. So now we've roughed up all of our pieces. I like that. Now, we're going to bring back in our piece. We're going to flip this over, because we're going to make this on the inside here. And we are going to then put our pieces like so. However, if you look at it, we don't want that, right? That just looks cheesy. So we're going to have to cut them. I just use scissors, but if you have like a little saw, a little hand saw or something, they doesn't have to be pretty, but usually these popsicle sticks are pretty thin for the most part, and you can get away with using just I don't want to say a good pair, but a pair of scissors. There we go. So that's our ultimate goal, is just to get it to where there's going to be enough of the wood we can put the glue on and enough here to attach it, like so. And then we just want to do that with all of them. Now that we have all of our pieces cut, we want to just go ahead and put the glue down and then put them on it. Basically, we're just going to use our tacky glue. And we're just... And the good thing with using tacky glue is that once you put them down, you still have a little time before it dries that you can actually move them around if they're not exactly where you want them to be. Okay, we have our back. It's all done. Look at how cool is that. That looks awesome. Alright, so we're going to set that off the side. We're going to let that dry. Meanwhile, let's bring in our little fishy friend. So this is our fishy friend, and look at how he bends. Like, how cool is that? I painted him already, just to save a little bit of time. Um, but I use this green turquoise from Apple Barrel. You guys, I love this frame. This frame turned out beautiful. Look, with you see the blue in the crackle matches the blue in the background, and look how roughed up that is. That looks great. Look, our little fishy looks great on there. Okay, so you can keep it simple. Bam, done. Right? That's not how this works. But really quick though, before I do anything else, I want to go ahead. We're gonna make a hanger on this. I don't always show how I do hangers, but I figured I was gonna do it on this one. Just some extra. I just have some extra cord. I always save my scraps because just for this reason alone. You never know when you're gonna need a little mini little hanger. I could measure this out roughly. Here's 5 here. There's 5 here. We keep it in the center, roughly, right? Because I guess they're a little off, so we'll kind of move it over like so. We want it to kind of be a hidden one, so I kind of want to do it where if you put the hook, you want the string not to go above here. So I want to be able to go kind of like so. Again, we're going to bring in our tacky glue, and I use a lot of felt, so we're going to use some scrap felt that I also save, and we are just going to keep this simple. Put the tacky glue here, tacky glue here. I'm just going to make it to where it has a little bit of a give, but not a lot. We use the scrap. You can use scrap fabric, will work for this too. I like the felt because it's soft on the background, on the back, for the back up against your wall and whatnot. But that's okay. I mean, you can use whatever you want. Like I said, scrap fabric works great too. Sometimes scrap ribbon. It's just, extra security. So we can have our little hanger. So that's our hanger. Don't have to worry about that. We'll let that dry and do its own thing. Okay, back to the front. We want to get our fishy on here, but I think I want to figure out my background or the things I want to add to this before we kind of glue down our fish. I've got a bunch of totally different options here. I've got this that I barely used. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. Dollar Tree had these at one time. It's really kind of cool looking. I figured that was going to be kind of cool to kind of shove in here and just kind of make it look like it was kind of like a net like thing. I kind of like that. I have the different colors too. So I've got the cream. I also have a green, but I thought the green would kind of clash too much with the fish. But then I have a brown too, and I kind of like the brown to kind of give it something else. So we might do something like with a piece of that. Is what I'm kind of thinking. But then I wanted something else. I thought this would be kind of fun. How about a giant hook? Right, you guys, a giant hook. Now I got these at a Sportsman. It was kind of it's one of those Sportsman fishing. The Sportsman stores. So I got this. It was under $5, and I got 5 of them. So it's about $5. So it's about $1 a piece. But these are like giant hooks. So I've used these on other projects, and I absolutely love that idea of putting a giant hook in here. That's what our fishy is going for, right? And then I have some of this greenery. Now this is, above ground plants, but if you take just like a little sprig of this, it could easily be like an underground plant like thing, right? Like I have this, like this is bamboo. That's a bamboo plant, but like how cool would this be under the sea as well, right? Because it kind of looks seaweed like. Kind of like the smaller one, I think. So I was thinking we'll kind of add a little bit of these too, just because. Why not? Or, what else? I also have, this is, also eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is fun as well. This is a random color. It's not the normal eucalyptus color, but it would look kind of cool in here too. Like I said, I pulled out a whole bunch of things just to kind of experiment and see what I kind of wanted to throw in here because I wasn't quite sure. I think I might be a little random, just kind of throw a little bit of random things in here is what I'm kind of thinking. So we might do that. I don't know, maybe I don't want the brown. I thought I wanted the brown, but maybe I don't. Maybe I do want the cream. It looks more fishnet-like, huh? I think we'll go with the cream. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Do you think I should have gone with the brown? Just curious. Put the net kind of behind him, maybe. I like dimension in a lot of my projects. I like to give things dimension. I am going to use my tacky glue for this, but so it's going to dry. So it's going to look white at first for this project. It will dry clear. And that way too, if you don't use the hot glue, then you're not having to get the glue fingers out because this would definitely require glue fingers for sure. And I kind of want to scrunch it a little. Probably, and that's a little bit different. Go. Might have to play with that for a little bit just to get that to stay down, but it will. It might stay down better if I put the fish on it. We're gonna put the fish on it, and that will stay down better. Now for the hook, I want the hook over here in the corner. I'm gonna try this Power Grab Loctite. I have just got this. I have not used it yet. I am not sure about how it's gonna work, but we're gonna experiment with this and see. I don't think I need very much of it, so we're just gonna try just a little bit at a time. Let's say it's like an industrial kind of glue. I've heard other people using the Loctite stuff. So we're gonna, because it is metal. Normally I would use my E6000 or Gorilla Glue. So we're gonna try this glue and see how I like it. Now when I put the fish on here, because the fish bends, I like that, right? We're gonna take this little bead. It's just a regular little bead, and we're gonna stick it in the middle here so it makes him poof out, right? So it helps us out a little bit. So we're gonna do that. Again, this is interesting stuff. It's almost like a gel. Kind of like it. All right, and then let's see if I need to hold him for a little bit. So that it is bubbled out, and I don't know how long I need to hold him on here. think I want a little bit more. It's where these plasticky kind of looking plants kind of come into play because they look like they might be something that you might find underwater. I'll experiment more with this glue and let you guys know how I feel about it once I've used it a little bit more. But I really like how it looks so far. I love that the greens and the whites and the blues. Definitely like how this looks. There will be a finished picture, so you don't see all the glue and all the things at the end. So you can see. You can see my fish is he is bubbling out. But we've got to make sure he stays glued. All right, you guys, that's it for my project. Keep on coming back and seeing more at the Purple Penguin Craft Room, and happy crafting.